So with that, let's move on to another team that I think there is more reason for optimism, the Michigan State Spartans. Now, this season could still look fairly rough as Pat Fitzgerald comes in, and we're in year one of the Pat Fitzgerald era up there in East Lansing, but certainly a coach that I know is highly respected and has, a true track record in this conference at his time at Northwestern. So I thought it was an excellent hire by Michigan State. I'm excited to see what Pat Fitzgerald does. Marsh, I'll come to you here first. What do you make of Sparty this year?
Yeah, I don't know if there's something in the water at Michigan. You got Sharon Moore, who's sexually assaulting staff. You got Pat Fitzgerald, who's hazing the shit out of his players. And then he comes to Michigan State. It must be like a North Midwest thing up on Lake Michigan. I don't understand it, but I do like Pat Fitzgerald as a coach. I think people got a little overblown on the whole hazing thing. Guess what? It happens everywhere. It's freaking college. Go see a local fraternity. It's a lot worse than what they did at Northwestern. So I like him as a coach. I think the quarterback really came on strong at the end of the year. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his last name, but I like that he's coming back and a little bit hot. And then the fact that really their schedule sets up great. I mean, I look at their schedule. They've got Toledo first week, which is probably one of the better teams in the MAC. I think if they get through that, they go to Eastern Michigan, Notre Dame. Obviously, if they can come out of that 2-1, then it's really nobody left on the schedule until they get down to week 10 and week 12 against Michigan and Oregon. Everybody else is middle of the pack, Big Ten. So I think with Michigan State, 4.5 as their over under, and I think they're like plus 140 to go over that. I think that's pretty juicy with the coach, the winningest coach in Big Ten history, and Pat Fitzgerald.
Ryan, little brother.
I think Pat Fitzgerald is a great hire for Michigan. He is a guy that has a good chance to get them turned around. I think Michigan State's a program that it makes the Big Ten better when they are solid. When they're pathetic like they have been the last couple of years, it does hurt the league, them and Wisconsin. But I don't know if there's a lot to be excited about this year. They lost Nick Marsh. They lost a lot to transfers. It's just going to be tough to really come in a program like that that's gutted and turn it around year one. We did see Signetti do it, but I don't know if Pat Fitzgerald has shown us he's that level of coach quite yet. He did struggle his last few seasons at Northwestern, even though I do think that firing was bullshit as well. I like Michigan State's tight end coach, Brian Wozniak. Grew up playing basketball with him, so I expect that to be a hot young coach in the coaching circles. But besides that, I don't have a whole lot to say on Michigan State.
So Woz was retained because he was on the previous staff, right?
Correct.
Yep. Well, good for him. And look, I think Michigan State is going to be a tougher out than a team like Purdue is. I think Pat Fitzgerald immediately brings, discipline and just organization to the program. And, they shouldn't be nearly as sloppy and just kind of silly in the way that they lose games and the mistakes that they make. I think that Alessio Milivojevic, their quarterback, I think he gives them a nice kind of stable, reasonable floor on the offensive side of the ball. They bring back Jordan Hall, who's their middle linebacker, their inside linebacker, who had damn near 90 tackles last year. So, they've got some people that have been in that program that they can kind of lean on as stabilizers. They bring in 45 new players from the transfer portal. So it's going to look and feel a lot different. I don't anticipate them being more than a 4, 5, 6 win team at best this year, but I do think Pat Fitzgerald does make them interesting, and I do think his ceiling as a coach and a program leader is to get them back into playoff contention at some point 3-4 years down the line, like Mark D'Antonio. Mark D'Antonio got Michigan State to the 4-team playoff. So I think Michigan State is a program that can get in the mix for the 12-team playoff, or hopefully not, but a 24-team playoff at some point down the road.